wonderful life. Wouldn't dream of changing anything, truthfully. I think it was the speed, just the notion of speed. I was infected.
The biggest thing about Frank is that he's a 100% racer. He's only interested in motor racing, nothing else.
Well, you shouldn't cruise too much because you want to sort this car out. You get on the gas straight away, I think, yeah?
It was just my life. I want to be successful at it and participate in it. Things have happened to me that I didn't, which I had no control. And generally they've been good events, like meeting Patrick Head.
Patrick got involved in the late 70s, and I read a quote from him saying that in 1978 he had this dawning realisation that actually this could be something more than just having fun.
Well, in the 70s we raced a car called the FW06, which Patrick designed, and that was successful. I think 2 second places, 5th or 7th in the World Championship, and that did give us the understanding of the possibilities that lay ahead. And the following year, in 1979, Patrick created a very aerodynamically advanced car for its era and just dominated and put us into the big time.
And Clay Regatoni goes across the line and he has won the British Grand Prix. And there are the emerging scenes of jubilation down in the Saudi Williams pit after their first Grand Prix victory of all time.
Clay, what is so good about this Williams car?
Everything.
What are your memories of that first win?
I must be truthful and say my greater memory is of the test session before it, when the car turned up and it was almost immediately 1.5 seconds quicker than the rest of the field, and the look of despair and consternation on the other people testing in the pit lane I shall not forget.
Frank, we've watched you struggling, if I may say so, in motor racing since 1969. You said, I won't stop until I've won the World Championship. You must feel you're a bit closer to that today.
Yes, but I mean, my competitors like Ferrari and Lotus have won 70 Grand Prix, and that's an awful lot more races we've got to win yet.
A year later, the ultimate happened with Alan Jones. I mean, that was a phenomenal year for you all, wasn't it?
It was a closely fought championship with Nelson Piquet, and Brabham went almost to the wire to the penultimate race, I think. And it was more worrying and hard work than it was enjoyable, because so much to go for and so much to lose. But it was there and we got it.
And Jones has done it, and he is the world champion, and there goes the Union Jack from the Williams team, which they always wave.
In 1986, it was at the Paul Ricard circuit where you went to watch your cars testing ahead of the accident that changed your life forever. You hopped in your Ford Sierra to get to the airport. What are your memories of the actual accident itself?
Well, the car got away from me very quickly and suddenly, and then it banged over a few times, and I'm ashamed to say, it sounds like I'm a little boy being proud of it. It was either the 6th or the 7th rollover accident I've had in my life. And that time I remember thinking, was it a sharp pain in my neck? Oh, well, rolling over isn't supposed to hurt that much. And then the car finished upside down. And I tried to reach my safety belt to undo it, but I couldn't do that.
Driving fast was what you guys did. This was the world that you existed in. I suppose you never thought it would bite you like this.
Yeah, well, I knew I was going to have the big one, but I couldn't slow myself down. And that, you know, there were many schemes to slow me down, but none of which worked.
How quickly did they break the news to you that you wouldn't be able to walk again?
I don't remember. I don't know if anyone ever actually told me. Maybe I worked out for myself.
And did it remove the drive for Formula One at any point? I read a great story that Nigel came in to visit you at your bedside, and your first question was, so who's doing the testing?
Well, the thought of retiring or selling the team or otherwise never crossed my mind. And also, I suppose, recognised subconsciously it'd be a great antidote. Daily antidote for the difficulties one would find oneself in. It was a fantastic job and very exciting business, highly competitive, always something to worry about, which can be quite healthy actually. No, I wouldn't swap it at all. It's been very good to me.
Jones has done it, and he is the world champion.
World champion of 1982, Keke Rosberg. He knows it to the exaltation of the Williams team.
Mansell finishes, and he's world champion. Damon Hill is the world champion of 1996.
Who have you enjoyed working with the most?
Nigel, quite a lot at the time, and Alan Jones. The Australian.
What was Nigel like?
Demanding, tough, incredibly quick, and also very rewarding. He sometimes used to sing, and he'd go showing off a little bit. On the radio, he was going, well, the next please, and then, you're mine, baby, and then, goodbye. And he passed the car and so on.
Let's move ourselves forward to Imola and Ayrton Senna. What was your relationship like with Ayrton? Because even when he was at McLaren, he was still meeting you and talking to you, wasn't he?
Well, adoration is much too strong a word, but being a brilliant racing driver and just the way he was as a person, great inner strength, he was a very attractive personality. He was full on in everything he did, and also I should also add that when you negotiated with him, you better have your wits about you and be prepared for a lot of counter moves, because he came prepared mentally.
My goodness! I just saw him plunge off to the right. What on earth happened there? I don't know.
How quickly did you all realise it wasn't just another accident? This was very serious.
More than a few seconds, because he was in the helicopter and gone to the hospital straight away. And the confirmation that he was dead took a little while to get to the circuit. I can't remember it down to the minute.
And what's your overriding emotion looking back? Is it just a frustration that you didn't get as long as you would have wanted with Ayrton as your driver?
Well, I felt in all truth that we'd been given a great responsibility, providing a car, and we'd let him down.
Did you feel a great personal responsibility because it was your name on the car? It was your dream. It was your car, I suppose.
To some extent, yes, it was on my mind. Probably on Patrick's too. But it is racing after all.
It's over 100 Grand Prix now since Williams last picked up a win.
Yeah.
How much does that play on your mind?
Great deal.
Why do you think it is?
We're not good enough technically, to some extent. And in our time, whilst we've had some brilliant drivers, then maybe we could have... You can only attract a winning driver if you've got a winning car. It's a difficult little formula to create. And we haven't succeeded in creating that formula, recreating that formula.
Goes Nigel Mansell. He takes time to hold it back. Lovely.
Williams team